Hi guys, it's Karen from Confetti and Curves. Welcome to my channel. Thanks so much indeed for watching. I was contacted by the lovely Steffi from Steffi Esty to get involved in a really fun collaboration with herself and a few other bloggers. And basically what it is creating our favourite looks using the Urban Decay Naked palettes. Now, of course, being a huge fan of the Naked palettes, I absolutely jumped at the chance, and of course I do love a fun collaboration. So apart from Steffi and myself, there is also Jan and Jot, Kaylee from Hello Kaylee, Jen from In the Beauty Box, and of course Steffi herself. And I'll link all those girls and that there below, all their blogs and things, so you can go over and check out their favourite looks. But today I have decided to use the original Naked palette, the very first one. I seem to have been reaching for this here over the last couple of weeks, even though I have this one and the number 3. I just love the colours in this here. They're just very warm and golden, and autumnal. I just think they're absolutely beautiful. But yeah, that is my choice of Naked palette that I've went for today to create this lovely everyday kind of look. It's not too sort of glitzy, not too glam. It's just a really nice sort of wash of colour and definition, and I love it. I kind of wear this kind of look quite a bit. So if you'd like to find out how to achieve this, then do keep on watching. Hope you enjoy the video. Thanks guys. Hi guys, so like I say, I'm going to be using the original Naked palette today for my look. This is one of my favourite all-time palettes. I just think it has the most beautiful range of colours. They're very warm, very autumnal, but they're great all year round, and they go with literally any outfit. They're beautiful. They add a really nice wash of colour to the eyes, very pigmented, and I just think they're just a nice rich shadow. So I'm just going to go on ahead here and get started. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to use this colour here. This is called Buck, and using a Real Techniques, this is the base shadow brush, I'm just going to dab a little bit of this here in the crease of the eye. I hope you can see this, guys. And just very, very, very lightly dabbing that in the crease. I don't sort of want too much of it. There we go. And then using a Real Techniques, this is the angled shadow, this is the angled shadow brush. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to blend that in, so it's kind of just a really nice transitional sort of shade. And I just sort of keep working that back and forward. Just going to add a tiny bit more colour. Just to the inside there, and just sort of keep blending that in. As you can see, I've already got this here eye done, and my foundation and my lipstick, so this is really just sort of a quick run through one of my favourite looks, and it's a really great look for sort of everyday wear. It's not too heavy, but it just glams up the eyes enough without sort of looking too overdone, of course, in my opinion, that is. So once I have that all sort of blended out quite well, I will go back to that in a wee bit. But once I have that all blended out, what I am going to do then is go in then with this colour here. This is called Sin. This is one of my favourite colours in this palette. I just think it is the most beautiful, kind of very, very soft, I suppose like a sort of shimmery pink kind of colour. It's beautiful. It's so pigmented, this colour, that you really don't need that much. And you can just sort of very lightly just sort of blend that across. I just think that's such a beautiful colour. And again, this is quite a quick look. There's not really much to this. Next then I'm going to go in with this colour here. This is called Sidecar. And this is kind of more of a sort of silvery, a very, very light sort of silvery kind of tone. And what I'm going to do with Sidecar is I'm just sort of going to concentrate on the sort of the middle of the lid out. So right sort of from about there, and just sort of pull that out. Now it's very, very, very subtle, but it does just sort of give a very slight sort of silvery tone to the outside there off the lid. Just again, you're just sort of adding a wee bit of sort of definition. New brush. Then I'm going to go in then, the next colour that I'm going to go in with is this colour here. This is called Half Baked. I don't know if you can see it too well, but it's a kind of, it's a beautiful, very, very beautiful warm gold colour. Not too brassy, it's not one of those hard sort of brassy kind of golds, but just a lovely rich gold. And again, what I'm going to do with this is I'm just very, very, very lightly dabbing it on the sort of edge there of the eyelid. Just kind of more the outer third of the lid. And that just adds a tiny bit of warmth. Just a tiny bit of warmth to that. I don't know if you can see that, guys. Don't worry about the fallout in that there, we will. It's so easy to clear that up afterwards. We're just going to get our sort of shadows on now. And just sort of concentrate on getting them on. Next then, I'm going to go in with this shade here. This is Toasted. This is more of a kind of lilac-y, mauve-y kind of colour. Again, very, very nice, very sort of shimmery colour. This is definitely one of my favourite palettes. I love it. And so again, I'm just going to use that and sort of more just dust that very, very lightly just on the outer crease, just very, very lightly. And again, with my angled shader, my Real Techniques angled shader, I love these brushes. I'm just going to blend that in, sort of work that up a wee bit. So I'm coming quite close now, just to the sort of to the brow bone, just sort of dusting that over. Sort of working it more into this outer section here. Okay, and then lastly then, I'm going to go in with this colour here. This is called Hustle. Kind of a very deep purpley kind of colour. Sort of more onto like a sort of grey deep damson. And I'm just going to put a very small amount of that there with a smaller shadow brush, and that's just on the outer crease here. And this just adds a wee tiny bit of definition. And again, with a fluffy brush, this is my Lamora fluffy brush, I'm just going to blend that in really nicely. But I'm only concentrating on blending that there in this sort of outer corner. And then lastly then, just to kind of highlight around the brow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with this colour here, and this is called Virgin. It's a very, very sort of soft highlight tone, like a light baby pink. And what I do is I sort of take that from about a quarter of the way in the eyebrow, so sort of a quarter way along the eyebrow, and I just pull that down gently. And I just sort of find that that lifts the edge. It just adds a nice, just sort of a nice bit of shine there, and shimmer. Just really highlights the brow bone. And again, I'm just in a downward motion, I'm just sort of going to blend that in. Of course you can go back over if you sort of just feel it. So there we go. And now what I'm going to do then is just sort of get rid of some of this fallout here, sort of some of the dust and things that's going on. And so I just take a baby wipe. Now this is more of a dry baby wipe, I have to say. And the drier the better in my opinion. But I'm just sort of running that along the eye, just very lightly sort of picking up the dust. And then what I'm going to use is, this is the Kick-Ass Concealer by Soap and Glory. And I just take a tiny amount of that there on a concealer brush. Where's my concealer brush? Just going to take a very small amount of that. And I just run that along the edge there. Just to create sort of a nice sharp line. And then with my finger, I just sort of very gently pat that in, because I sort of don't want to move it around, I just sort of want to set it, if you will. So I don't use a blender or anything like that, I just sort of tap this in then, just with my finger. Of course then, I have to go onto my lashes. Now, for this look here, because it's a daytime look, I'm just going to put on some mascara. I'm not going to do my usual cat wing, because today I have more of a bold lip on, so I don't like to put too much on. I think it can end up just looking a wee bit heavy. So as soon as I have my lashes curled, I'm going in then with, this is the False Lash Effect Mascara. I'm just going to put a coat of that on. This really exaggerates my lashes. I think it's a really lovely mascara. Very, very, very nice. It's so good, in fact, that sometimes whenever you do put your wing liner on, it really does look like false lashes. Which I suppose is exactly what you want if you're going to be buying this type of mascara. And then I'm just going to quickly do, you can see that okay, the bottom lashes. And then just to brighten up the eyes, because this is obviously sort of more of a daytime look, what I am going to go in with is the Rimmel Scandal Eyes. And I'm just going to run that along the waterline. And I just sort of find that helps brighten up my eyes, whereas, you know, a dark liner will obviously sort of close your eyes, but because I'm wearing this during the day, I just sort of want my eyes to look nice and bright and vibrant, but at the same time have a nice sort of deep wash of colour. So that is my favourite daytime look, using the Urban Decay Naked palette, the original one of my favourites by far. I'll show you guys, this is it. Again, a very simple wearable look, just great for daytime, and if you want to, you can obviously glam it up at night. But yeah, that's pretty much me. So I'd just like to say thank you very much indeed to Steffi for inviting me along in this collab, and of course to all the other girls, don't forget to check out their favourite looks. I will link everything down below. Hope you've enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to say hello down below. And if you want to, you can pop over to my blog, which is www.confettiandcurves.com. I'm there pretty much every day of the week. Anyway, have a great week guys, and I will see you all again next week. Hope you like the look. Bye.